Welcome to Voice of Cards. Good afternoon, or should I say evening, morning. Morning? At any rate, I'm the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, there is something I must tell you. You see, my job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards, which is why I believe it best for you to play with the sound on. In fact, I insist on it. However, as you can see, my voice is subtitled, so you can always read along as well. Now then, are you ready? Let's begin. Welcome to Voice of Cards. You are about to take the first steps of your adventure. Through a realm of sword and sorcery you will travel. Battling bloodthirsty monsters, I have every faith you will accomplish great things here. I am merely a witness to your exploits. Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one. We begin in a cave. The surrounding rocks are slimy with damp. It feels as if some foul creature could leap out from the shadows at any moment. Yet in this horrible place gathers a fellowship of 3 adventurers. One is a young woman. You can tell just by looking at her, she enjoyed a good upbringing. Another is a stoic warrior. He stands at the ready, scanning his surroundings for any sign of threat. Last but not least is the old man. He has a sagely air and gazes into the darkness stretching out before him. These adventurers seek a certain treasure hidden in this cave. Adventurers cannot leave without finding that treasure. An iron door towers before you. It has rather conspicuous handles. The stoic man takes hold of the handles and pulls as hard as he can. But the door doesn't so much. The stoic man winds his leg back, and lets fly a powerful kick. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions. Something leaps out at the Fellowship from the darkness. These adventurers have seen their fair share of battle and defeat their attackers with ease. As the trio approaches the treasure chest, an awful rumbling resounds. You shall not. Before the wary trio appear creatures the likes of which they've never seen. About the enemy. young woman edges around the monster's bulk to stand before the treasure. There is treasure inside, no doubt about it, but it's locked tight. The woman slides the simple key into the lock. The chest clicks open. Inside is what appears for all the world to be an ordinary medicine. At last, we've retrieved the royal treasure, the old man says. The woman and warrior exchange their quest complete. The triumphant trio put the cave behind them. This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls. In the crowded audience chamber jostle all manner of knights, adventurers, and bounty hunters. The white-robed adventurers stand close to the throne. A palace guard calls over the tumult. Be silent. Her Royal Majesty graces us with her presence. The cacophony ceases the moment Queen Nilla enters the chamber. Seated upon the throne, the Queen faces the crowd. Thank you all for heeding my call to slay the dragon. Whatever it takes to defeat this reawakened evil, I ask that whomsoever conquers this beast will be honored for ages to come and handsomely rewarded. At that, the gathered crowd cheers loud enough to shake the castle's Leave the dragon to us, Your Majesty, say the white-robed adventurers, as if the beast's demise at their... Indeed, you did well to reclaim the royal... I thank you, for my stomach becomes most upset without it. So the treasure is a staple. It puts my mind at ease to know the Ivory Order offers its aid in slaying. The trio are disciples of the Ivory Order, a charitable organization beloved the realm over. Indeed, anyone would think this illustrious trio the heroes of our tale. But they'd be wrong. So we just gotta slay the dragon and we'll be drowning in gold. The man trails off, drooling over unknowable fantasies. Beside him, a strange creature lets out a chirping coo. Pay attention, because this is important. There he is, or there you are, I should say, a humble bounty hunter. You love little in this realm more than coin. A seemingly tedious fellow who doesn't hesitate to claim the title. When you heard about the quest to slay the dragon, it was the promise of reward that lured you to the... Now then, if you wish to officially register for the hunt, see me so I can get your signature. You wonder why you need to sign anything, but head for the guard anyway. Shall we? We of the Ivory Order will be the ones to restore peace to the land, brags a white-robed man. My colleague made me come along, but he didn't mention we were going on a quest to slay the dragon, she says, trembling. You'll need tough gear if you're going to beat the dragon, the man tells you. Keep your ears perked. You never know what you might hear that'll lead you in the right direction, the man says. You think. That reward for slaying the dragon is as good as mine, barks the man. You think the dragon's really as tough as they say? Asks the man, his knees knocking together. The man takes one look at your companion and shrieks, "Monster!" Have you registered yet? Says the guard. Scared of the dragon? Scoffs the guard. If the heroes of the Ivory Order are hunting the dragon, he's as good as dead, says the man, relief spreading across his face. The Ivory Order trio stands before you. They seem not the most approachable of parties, but... You inquire about their identities. We are disciples of the Ivory Order. It is our duty. The Order's principal focus is developing medicine. They begin blathering an answer to a question. Sensing a long lecture ahead, you seize on the first chance to extricate yourself from... You try to speak to the trio again, but they're too involved in hashing out some sort of plan of attack to pay you any mind. Go talk to the guard on the left to sign your name on the register. You try to speak to Queen Nilla. Figures a nobody bounty hunter can't just walk up to a queen and start chatting like they're best friends. Sign here, says the guard, handing you a pen and paper. You sign your name. After you've signed, the guard motions to the string. You sign your companion's name as well. Mar. Mar, your friend and son. Though he can't speak the human tongue, he seems to understand it well enough. Thank you. Now we'll know what to have engraved. Can't ask the dead what name to mark their grave with after. You want the reward as badly as you don't want to die. You figure you better make some strong friends. I'll let the Order handle this. Me, I'm heading home. Before you even open your mouth to ask him to team up, he cuts you off. Thanks, but no. You ask him to team up, but you weren't planning on sharing either, so you don't try to change his mind. No way am I adventuring with anyone who keeps that sort of creepy company, he says. Let us depart. We have a realm to save. He grabs it. You catch a glimpse, and then the two disappear out of the audience chamber. Never know what you might hear that'll lead you in the right direction. The man wanders off somewhere, muttering to himself. You'll need tough gear, the man says, wandering off. Offer to join forces with the Ivory Order trio? We select few are sufficient to defeat the dragon, and we certainly don't require the aid of a no-name wastrel. With that, the trio takes their leave of the castle. Don't get yourself killed out there, says the guard curtly. I am one of the guards charged with the castle's protection. I'll leave the dragon slaying to you adventurers. I am one of the guards charged with the castle's protection. I take not a single step from my post. You've yet to find any help for your quest. Things don't look that reassuring as they are, but the decision is up to you. Asking Queen Nilla to join you is... The castle will close to visitors shortly. Please be on your way. You're shooed out of the castle. In the end, you set out, just the two of you, to hunt the dragon. How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. Will that be all? The proprietress asks. A weapons merchant accosts you in the street. Despite he speaks to you in a voice barely above a whisper. He conspicuously checks his surroundings. To hear him tell it, this is a legendary weapon, and you can smell the scam a mile away. And yet the aura of this weapon does have something of the legendary about it. You open your coin purse only to find you don't... No money, no sale. He tucks the weapon away once more. The old man kindly warned you of the dangerous monsters outside of town. The child says you should see Nexton as soon as you leave the castle town. You peek inside the carriage shop only to hear the owner call out that they're closed. Guess you won't be making use of them after all. The door is shut tight. You spy a keyhole on it, suggesting the existence of a corresponding key. Before you stands a sign called... Earlier you saw the bit about the handsome reward for whoever slays the dragon, and a woman stares at the sign, transfixed. Her face curls into a scowl. Monster! The woman cries and flings magic at Mar. Startled by the spell, Mar grows dizzy. You whirl to the woman and shout, "What are you doing?" "This ain't a monster," you growl. As the woman snarls over you, the two of you bicker for quite a while. In the end, the woman admits she may have jumped. Inwardly, you call her unsavory names, as it turns out she really hates the dragon and would love to take him down. But she knows she's no match for him alone. So when you tell her you're after the same thing, she squints down her nose at you. "Fine," she says. "I can help you." She's a little annoying, but you are looking for I only want to see the dragon dead. You overhear her remarks and grin without thinking. Then you don't care. That suits you perfectly. You happily join for. She introduces herself. She tells you she is a witch, but says nothing of why she hates monsters or what grudge she bears against the dragon. "Welcome to Nixton," hails a man. The man doesn't respond to any question except to parrot back his original greeting. You try asking the man if he knows anything about the dragon. The man's eyes widen. He leans. "Welcome to Nixton," he whispers in your ear. "How may I help you?" the proprietor inquires. "Will that be all?" the proprietor asks. The woman tells you she's so terrified of what might happen if the dragon attacks the town, she hasn't been able to eat. The man helpfully advises you take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town. A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. Upon catching sight of you, she sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary. You try to lift the woman into your arms, but the weight's too much for you to bear. You lay the woman back down where you found her and mutter upon seeing that, Melanie snaps. What kind of person are you? Ain't like it's my fault she's hurt, you whine like a child. Ignoring you, Melanie gingerly helps the woman up. Mar bends so the woman can get on his back, and the two of them head off in search of the... You watch them walk away for a moment before following, complaining to yourself about what a wasted time this is. You arrive at the apothecary. After taking a curative, the woman begins. Nothing holds a candle to ivory or... She thanks you and pulls something from her breast pocket. You've helped someone. Albeit not, it might be a good idea to do that again, should you come across anyone else in need of assistance. The girl says if you follow this road northwest for a bit, you'll come to Thryston. Apparently a monster researcher lives in Thriston and might know something about the dragon. Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, proclaims the woman, swigging this curative. It seems the majority of the world's medicine is made by the... That's probably part of the reason the Order has so many... It seems you've learned all you can here. Time to move on. As your eyes roam everywhere but the path you walk, you barrel right into someone. When you turn to see who it is, you see the... Winifred, are you all right? The sagely old man asked. I'm fine, the woman called Winifred. Berwin, the old man calls, turning to their stoic. He jerks forward, as if to defend. The trio advances on you. How dare you treat disciples of the Ivory Order with such disrespect? You grab your foot, wailing about how much it hurts, demanding the Ivory Order trio give you money to see if... Berwin pokes at your foot, proving nothing, muttering a half-hearted apology. But that's when you notice something in your... Looks like you accidentally grabbed Winifred's coin purse when you ran into it. Thief! Bellows Berwin, drawing his weapon. Guess you've got to fight your way past. Coffin card is down, but they're still alive. The Ivory Order laid you out flat. The Ivory Order trio looks at you like they can't believe such a... Taking pity on your ineptitude, the Ivory Order trio uses their magic to heal... We mustn't tarry any longer. To the monster researcher of Thriston with us. Hedwin urges his companions and the trio depart. On your way to defeat the dragon, are you? The innkeeper gives you a room free of charge in a show of support for any and all who wish to defeat the dragon. The party leaves the inn feeling rested. Aimless wandering can be fun, but if you want purpose and direction, I'd suggest sticking to the path. Excellent. Congrats. Lying in the grass, you find an old telescope. You figure a look at the path ahead can't hurt, and pick it up. Peering through the lens, you see something. All you know is there's something up ahead. You should be able to tell for certain what it is if you get closer. You leave the janky telescope where you found it, and make your way cautiously toward what you saw. You spot a loitering monster. These monsters are a common sight, but you've never seen. You can't not fight such a unique monster. Eagerly, you draw your blade. Rout the enemy. Let's do this. Gradually become aware of a voice calling out to your party. Looking around, you yank the old man free. Oh, it seems an old friend of his lived. He says he'll make it worth your while. Will you show him the way to Nexton? You ask the old man about himself. It turns out he belongs to a wealthy family. You offer him safe passage to Nexton. Can't walk on water. About the enemy. That was lucky. Let's do this. beset by bandits. You cannot help but feel they protect the old man at all costs. Well, it certainly seems I'm safe with you lot. You had best deliver the man to next, lest any more bandits decide to try their luck. It's pitch black inside the cave. Who knows what dangers lurk within? Maybe you should prepare first. Good work. Don't hold back. monster appears, you may be able to aid it by administering some antidote. You would help it if you could, but you have no antidote on hand. Unable to do anything more, you keep walking. About the enemy. Excellent. The wealthy old man looks considerate. He reaches into his pack and hands. The next instant, he takes off for the center of town, shouting, "I shall be there soon, my love." How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. Will that be all? The proprietress asks. With no particular business, you take your leave. Good work. Fortune fair. About the enemy. That was lucky. Light can't reach the furthest depths of the cave. It may be impossible to proceed without a torch. You don't have a torch, but you can always buy one at the item shop in Thriston. Taking no heed of any danger, you press on. The cave is dark and dangerous. Are you sure you want to keep going without a torch? Are you sure you want to keep going without a torch? Perhaps you should use your torch. If you make your exit. Excellent. You kick a rock down the road, muttering about what cut it out, chides Melanie. You grumble, but your sulking is cut short. The rock you kicked must have hit it, because it is really mad. Brace yourself for battle. Welcome. 100 gold pieces. You will be instantly transported to any location you've previously visited. Well, if it isn't the head of the national, you've clearly been mistaken for someone else. But the innkeeper looks so excited that you dare not. It seems the sound of a flute could once often. His neighbors complained about the noise, though, and all has been quiet since. Cyprian Ombre, I'm sorry. All the townsfolk affectionate. If anyone knows anything about the dragon, it's him. He's a veritable monster. You ask Cypri if he knows anything. He says he'll tell you. The monsters stole. If you reclaim the treasure, Cypri promises to tell you all. It seems the treasure-thieving monster makes its hideout in the western cave. That's where you'll... The woman tells you a monster stole something. What did it steal, you ask? Medicine, says the woman, to give my skin a lustrous glow. Apparently monsters have been mugging. The Ivory Order is searching for where they're stashing the stolen goods. The man says you'll need it, and he adds, it just so happens you can buy them at the item shop. You get the feeling he probably works for said. The man scours his skin with a wash. Apparently, he blames his nut. You catch a whiff of scent wafting off. An idea strikes you. Maybe getting rid of the toxins within the body would get rid of the odor without, too. You hand him an antidote, and he chugs it down. As soon as he's finished, overjoyed, the man from his breast pocket. The man pulls out something to give you in thanks. This is the game parlor. Come play cards, the boy at reception calls. Don't let it get you down. Come play again, says the boy, waving. The woman, who fashions herself a missionary of love, haughtily cries she's too beautiful and popular for her own good. Light the torch. It'll be much easier to explore now with your surroundings better illuminated. Though the torch lights your immediate surroundings, you still cannot peer far into the distance. About the enemy. Lucky. Did great. The ground tinkled. A message is carved, a bitter final missive from an adventurer done in by monsters, perhaps. Great. That was lucky. You did great. Nice work. Good work. About the enemy. Excellent. And fire. Excellent. The door is shut tight. Upon closer examination of the door, you spot a cavity that looks like some sort of sphere should go there. Excellent. Congrats. About the enemy. shortcuts. Let's do this. And fight. You put the magic sphere into the cavity, and the door opens. Did great. A knot forms in your gut. You raise the torch to get a better look at your surroundings. The walls have been gouged and scarred as far as you can see. Another message comes into view, written what horrors transpired here. That was lucky. Nice work. Congrats. Oh? You make to open the chest, but an ominous voice. The next instant, something leaps at you out from the darkness. About the enemy. Fortune favors the bold. The monster defeated, you turn toward the treasure chest and see those Ivory Order jerks. You rush over, but you're sweet of you to take care of the monsters for us. Tucking the spoils from the chest safely and knowing you couldn't stop them if you tried, you can do nothing. The chest is empty. Nice of them to leave us the trash. For some reason, Melanie picks up the ragged doll. Your shoulders slump. All that effort. You find nothing else even close to treasure. Leave now would be the fastest way out. You decide to stay and explore the cave a little longer. Let's do this. That was lucky. Here to stay the night? The innkeeper asks the moment you set foot in the inn. Were you able to find my... This is all we... Cypri's eyes widen as soon as he's... Without breaking his gaze away from the doll, Cypri tells you he gifted this doll to his young... But she fell gravely. Since then, Cypri has treasured this doll as he treasured his daughter. Then Cypri turns to Melanie. So you reclaimed the treasure by complete accident. You step closer to Cypri. What do you know about the dragon? Cypri gestures as if to say, "Let far to the east of town is a place called Unionville. According to Cypri, you might be able to learn something there." Upon hearing that, Cypri journeying to Unionville entails traverse. "You'll need this," he says, and holds out something for you. You won't make it through the bewildering. Your sights set on the distant Unionville. You resolve to navigate through the bewildering wood. The Ivory Order has... I just knew Winifred and her fellowship could do it. Now that she's reunited, all thanks to the hero, a huge smile on her face, she begins applying the medicine all over her skin. The man, who no longer smells, told the smell may be gone, but he's still determined to polish himself up for that special someone. Not bad. The boy praises you, proffering a gift in commemoration of your win. I don't know how many times I have to tell him he's just not my type, she sighs. With a whoosh of displaced air, something shoots across the path right in front of you. What is that thing? Glancing in the direction it went, you see some sort of bottle on the ground. Whoa! Your eyes dart around furtively as you slip the expensive-looking bottle of medicine into your pack. You come across two men sitting on a rock. They take no notice of you, or you listen in, and you lean in, trying to hear what else the thieves are. I hid the goods. Head south, It sounds like they've just told you where to find them. You hastily grab a scrap of paper, write down what you've heard, and quietly sneak away. pick up a scrap of paper dropped by some manner of monster. It has a message scrawled on it in crude lettering. Clearly, whoever dropped this message did not want to stash the scrap of paper in your pack and resolve to keep an eye out for the treasure on your travels. Congrats. About the enemy. Drawing upon your courage, you toss the janky telescope aside. At your sudden proximity, a pair of eyes, it falls over in its shock, then scrambles up and flees in terror, leaving behind some coins. Something's catching the sunlight. You find a chest. Something about this. Sure enough, this is the location those thieves quite convinced you found their stash. You open the chest with a self-satisfied smirk on your face. Don't hold back. A thick fog impedes your vision. You surmise this is in no small part why they call it the Bewildering Wood. Many a brave soul has set foot in this wood. They also tell of a certain tool one needs to get through this place. A message is written on the sign. Seek out the Force Stealer hidden deep in these woods. About the enemy. Nice work. Don't hold back. found the southern stela. You smack it and hear a sound off to the west. You'd best head that way next. You hear a beautiful melody flowing from the forest depths. You take a peek inside the grass, and immediately it seems like the harpy hasn't yet startled. The monster flaps its wings and flies away. You find some coins scattered about where it stood. You have found the northern stela. It doesn't look particularly special. You resolve to touch it anyhow. About the enemy. Fortune favors the bold. Rout the enemy. Let's do this. Nice work. You have found the Western Stela, which you swear up and down was not here when you came in. Nevertheless, you give it a smack. As you listen closely, you are struck by the grass rustles. Then a monster slowly, realizing you've been caught in the harpy's trap, you ready your weapons. For some time after that, you find yourself trembling at the mere sound of a bird's tweet. The next Stela is... You hear someone murmuring. It sounds like a man, but you can't really be sure in these woods. The woman appears to be lost. How do I get out of here? She asks with furrowed brows. The man sighs, realizing he may never be able to escape with his current tool set. And... Nice work. And 5. You have found the eastern stela. You have investigated all 4 of the stela in the bewildering wood. You hear a sound, and it's not all that far away. Trees bearing very solid-looking nuts whip to and fro in the force of the gale. This doesn't bode well for you. A bunch of nuts fly off from the trees, but you and your friends hightailed it out of there before any of them could hit you. You hold the woodland flute you received from the good doctor in Thriston. Doop-doop-doodly-doop-doop-doop-doo. You blow a handful of pleasant enough notes into the woodland. You soon become aware of accompanying percussion, which reveals itself to be a series of impeccable... A young woman appears before you. That was absolutely dreadful. She calls herself Ridis and declares herself a woodlander, resident of the By sheer coincidence, the flute on which you played those notes was one designed to... Stunned by your good fortune, you ask Ridist what luck. She agrees, but, she continues, extending her hand, you'll have to hand over the woodland flute first. You hand over the flute, firmly restating that she may have it on the condition Ridis plucks the woodland flute out of your hands with glee and begins playing it as she skips away. Well, playing is a generous term. Ridis makes it clear that the fastest way out of the woods is through wood. It's that-a-way, Ridis says gleefully, pointing past the stela before you. Don't hold back. Welcome to Woodland, Ridis says, gesturing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm quite busy for the rest of the day. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow to leave the forest, she says, and makes her way home. Welcome to the Forest Oasis. The man greets you warmly. Been a while since we've had any outs. It turns out this inn is simply a place where the poor, lost souls trapped in the bewildering wood may recover. You may stay as long as you like, free of charge. A realization confronts your urge to shop. You can't. So what'll it be? I appreciate your honesty.